Hi, Steve. It's me. This is my husband, Micah, and we are going to be working on our assignment today. We are going to do I guess, a biopsychosocial assessment to the best of our ability. My husband, I just want to let you know, if he were your student, he'd get an F because he is refusing to put his cell phone away. He is a realtor, and he's been busy. So in order for this to work, he has asked that he keep his cell phone. So we're just going to proceed, and you just remember you're grading me, not him. Okay, so Micah has presented today because he is having some feelings of depression since being quarantined from coronavirus. So he will report that he had, I think, a history in the past, but has noticed that he has been feeling very differently since the quarantine. So we are just going to kind of work on establishing some rapport, biopsychosocial assessment, get some information, and just see what we can get done today, okay? I'm going to set my timer because I remember that you have a time limit, and so do I, because the kids are taking a nap. Okay. Alrighty, so there you have it. History of depression, having some feelings. He is reported in. So here we go. Well, hello there, Mr. Colley. How are you?
Doing well.
Okay. Thank you for coming in on today. Did you have a hard time finding the place?
Just a little bit, but
Just a little bit? Or was it just
I got my phone.
You got your phone, so you used your GPS?
Yeah.
Okay. How was the check-in process when you came in on today?
It was normal,
Was it normal?
common.
Did you have a long wait or anything?
No.
Okay. And you found your way through the office, and okay. All right, well, that's good. It's just always important to us that that you have easy access to finding everything, and everything is easily accessible, so that's important. But again, thank you for coming in on today. I see that, well, you see these papers here, so I don't want you to get nervous that these are sitting out. I just have a terrible memory, and I have to write everything down, so that's not going to bother you, is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm okay.
All right. Well, so, Mr. Colley, can you spell your name for me? Okay.
M-I-C-A-H.
Okay.
Micah.
Micah. Okay. And C.
O-L-L-I-E.
Okay. And you go by Micah?
Yes.
Is it okay if I call you Micah?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, you can call me Tanya. Okay. So you'll call me Tanya, and I'll call you Micah. Okay. So how's your week been going?
So I guess.
It's been going so-so? Okay. What brought you in today?
Just, a lot going on, and, me being a realtor, with all this mess going around, it's, cutting down business and having to stay inside with the kiddos, and, it's a lot of stress both ways.
Okay.
I suppose.
So you're experiencing some stress because with the virus and having to be quarantined, you're having to be in, and it's affecting business a little bit?
A little bit.
You want to talk about?
I guess in my opportunity to get outside, that's, feel like sun is a good thing, and you don't get a lot of it, feel a little depressing.
So you like being outside?
Yeah, it gives you, be able to see some light.
So being out in the sun makes you feel better, feel energized.
Yeah, I guess you can say.
And you miss, do you get outside while you've been at home or during the quarantine? Have you been going outside any?
Sometimes, but I guess, with the kiddos, again, you're not always able to do what you want to do when you want to do it.
So with the kids being home, you have the opportunity to go outside, but maybe not to do the activities so much that you're used to doing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, does that sound right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
You know, you're still restricted to the house. You know. So,
Right.
not much
I heard
can
you
do.
say being restricted to the house. Let's talk about that. What type of things do you do at home? The word restricted you use, how does it make you feel being restricted to the house?
Not pleasant.
Not pleasant. You
No,
want
I
to talk
like
about that?
You know, I like to do stuff and exercise and, you know, go meet people,
Okay.
show houses.
Okay. So with being inside and the feeling of being restriction comes because you're not able to go and meet people and to go out into the community.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yes, not being able to get outside and do the activities that you're used to doing and be in the community, that does suck. I agree. You mentioned earlier that you were a realtor. Tell me about that. How long have you been a realtor? How did you get into real estate?
Been a realtor for about, I guess going on about 7 years now, I guess.
So you started that relatively early.
Mm-hmm.
When did you decide you wanted to be a realtor?
Probably during my college years, my junior year.
Where'd you go to college?
University of Tennessee.
UT, go Vols.
Go Vols.
What'd you study in college?
Sociology.
Sociology. From sociology to a realtor.
Yeah.
My, how our paths differ sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think made you want to be a realtor?
Well, I started in, I guess when I first came out of college, I was investing in real estate. And I guess I just sort of came into the agent who was helping me find property at that point in time, suggested that I be a realtor and get my license. And I guess I was just like, well, yeah, I should do that.
So this is somebody that you knew and had rapport with and you trusted.
Well, not necessarily
Okay.
at that point in time. It was just kind of, no, I guess I kind of trusted him a little bit. He was a fairly nice guy, and you know, he had helped me out finding properties and such. So I didn't see where it could hurt me, so to speak. So I just went on ahead and said, okay, yeah, I'll go ahead and do it now. So it took me about a month or so, and I had my license.
So you were licensed to sell real estate after a month?
Yeah.
Wow. That's commendable because you set your mind to something and you set a goal and then you achieved it with 1 month and getting your license, deciding in your junior year of college, and then after college, 1 month later you get your license. I think that's awesome. Where were you investing or selling real estate? What area?
Johnson City.
So here in Johnson City?
Where I live.
Okay. Were you originally from Johnson City?
I am raised, born and raised, so to speak.
All right. Is your family from Johnson City?
My entire family is not. They're not all from Johnson City, but the majority of them are.
Okay.
You know, some were born and moved away, and then some stayed here, and now they're gone. And you know, obviously some stayed, and were born here, left, and now they're back. So,
Okay. So why don't you tell me about your mom?
Mom is cool. You know, she works.
What does she do?
She's I guess a call nurse, so to speak. I think she also helps checking folks in and stuff.
Okay. And does she live here in Johnson City?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Would you say that you and her have a good relationship?
Yeah, we've got a good relationship. We actually, I guess, at this point in time, we live together in the same house. So,
Okay.
we've always had a good mother and son relationship, pretty much.
Okay. And how is it living in the same house with mom?
Um, it's good. I mean, it's like I said, she's not really. She's never really been the type to kind of get into your business, and
Okay.
she'll step in if if need be, but she kind of lets me be me, and I let her be her. So our relationship is as such.
Okay. And are you married, Micah?
Yeah.
And so you and your wife and your mother-in-law live in the same house?
Yes.
Okay. And but you say there's clear established boundaries there, and so that situation is working out good for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Seems to be. Yeah.
Okay. And tell me something about your dad.
Dad is, he works a lot. That's kind of all he does. It's just work, and he comes home and rest. I've always been a decent guy. He likes to help out. More so other people than himself at times, but he's his heart is good.
So you would say he's a real people person and has a real knack for seeing the need and puts others before himself oftentimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. And are your mom and dad married?
They are. They got remarried. So that story is they were divorced. Well, they were married, and then they had me, and then they actually got a divorce when I was about 8 years old.
Okay.
And just recently got remarried about a year or two ago.
Wow.
So,
How do you feel about that?
yeah, there's I don't know, it's good, and it is what it is, I suppose.
Okay. So things are going pretty well from that aspect.
Yeah, there's no detriment, to it's not made anybody's life worrisome or anything like that.
Okay.
Things are going good,
Okay.
I suppose.
Okay, good. And you said that you were married. How long have you been married?
Since about 2015.
Okay.
So,
What's your wife's name?
LaTanya.
Well, my name's Sonia. How about that? That's a good name.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
So,
good.
how did you and Tanya meet?
Work.
You met at work.
Yeah.
Okay. And what did she do?
At the time, she was a house manager.
Okay. And is she still a house manager?
She's got promoted.
Okay.
So now she's a director.
Okay. So now she's a director. And would you say that you and her have a good relationship?
Yeah, relationship is good.
Okay. Is she having to be home to quarantine for the virus?
Yes. We're both at home, and trying to take turns and trying to make this taking care of the kiddos work out while we're still trying to work, but just trying to get a schedule good schedule so we can make it through the day.
Okay. And that scheduling, how is that coming along?
It's coming along. It's things aren't too bad.
Okay.
I guess.
When you say not too bad, what is it like? Let's talk about that.
children usually, they get up and, they're kiddos, so they like to play a lot. And at the same time, we know that they need to be schooled because they're currently not in school.
Okay.
So, you kind of have to make sure that they're still trying to do their studies, but yet you try to work on your work and then keep the other one, who's not really in school yet, get him, to a point where he's okay. And, so it's kind of a mixture of trying to balance both and work and
So trying to balance both and work, how's that coming along?
it seems to be okay, but I guess you're just, trying to balance that. And again, you're just, you want to make it work, but at the same time, you're still wanting to have free time to yourself, and it doesn't often happen like you want it to.
So there's definitely some room for improvement with maybe trying to establish a better schedule there.
Yeah, I guess
Okay.
we can try to balance things out a little more, maybe, if it's doable. But again, you have, a kid who can function, fairly well on her own, but then you have a little one who's, kind of needs a little more assistance.
And how old is your little girl, Micah?
So little girl is 8.
Okay, and what's her name?
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie. Well, where does Mackenzie go to school?
Mackenzie goes to Cherokee.
Cherokee?
Yeah, that's where I went to school.
You went to Cherokee?
Yeah.
All right. All righty. And what grade is Mackenzie in?
Mackenzie's in 2nd.
She's in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
And you mentioned a little boy?
His name is Michael.
Okay, Michael. Michael, not Micah.
No, Michael.
Okay.
I didn't want to name him Micah because, I just don't like the Micah Juniors and the Micah Seniors, so I figured Michael was a good name.
Michael is a good name, I agree. And how old is Michael?
Michael is 3. He just turned
So
3.
Michael is 3. And is Michael in daycare?
Michael's in daycare. He is.
Okay.
He's learning.
All right, and learning. Okay, good. So I just want to summarize back to you just a little bit even about this information that I've gotten here. So currently, right now, your mother and your father and you and your wife, you all live together, and you have 2 children, and currently you and your wife are both home, working from home and trying to balance work with kids and their schoolwork and playtime. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay, and also that you said that there could possibly be just a little bit more room for some more organized scheduling and a little bit more balance there and creating some more boundaries.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, good. Tell me what your day-to-day routine looks like.
So my day-to-day routine is I usually try to get up in the morning and so we can have coffee to get a little free time. Usually not much, but just enough time to at least get set up for a day.
Do you and your wife have coffee every morning
Yeah.
together?
We try to. Yeah.
So you guys like spending time together?
Yeah.
As much as you can without 2 small children?
Yeah, as much as we can. It's tough.
Yes.
So we try to do as much as we can while we can. So it's little time, but at least it's some time. But we usually try to have coffee, and once the kids get up, I guess we try to set up and set our laptops up and stuff for work, and then the kids eventually get up, then they usually start their shenanigans. And
You start their shenanigans. So what does that look like when the kids get up?
they're usually just, little boy. He's a little boy, so he's going around playing with trucks and trying to teach him how to use the potty.
Oh.
We gotta sit him on the potty, and he can't sit there without we giving him something to entertain himself with.
He's part of the digital era. He's got to have a device or something.
So, in order to get him to sit there and not distract us too much, we try to entertain him and let him have his breakfast while he's sitting on the potty.
Breakfast while he's on the potty.
Yeah.
Well, that's convenient.
Yeah. usually helps out. You're kind of killing 2 or 3 birds with one stone.
Right.
So,
right.
and it saves time. So it kind of works out for the time being. And then while he's on the potty, the 8-year-old, she usually gets up and first thing she wants is something to eat. And, as they get older, they seem to all they want is food. So you have to get up and watch her, make sure she's not killing herself in the kitchen. And in the meantime, work has started, and you're trying to. Sooner or later, you find yourself tuning into the children more than you're getting work done, and then you're trying to get work done, and the children need something, so that goes on for about 2 hours, and I guess we try to have them down for a nap and have things cool down sometime after lunch. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. But so they're usually down for about 2 or 3 hours if we're successful. That's a good time to for us to relax and get any work done that we haven't gotten done to this point. Make some phone calls and things of that sort.
Okay. So from what I'm gathering here, your morning routine is pretty heavy because you have you and your wife trying to get your coffee in, which Lord knows we all need, and then when your son gets up, you're trying to juggle potty training, and then you preparing or assisting your 8-year-old with preparing her breakfast, and then work is starting, and this seems to be a lot going on at one time. Does that sound accurate? Is that accurately depict how your mornings are?
It's pretty much.
Okay. And how does it make you feel when all of this is going on?
It's like I said, it's not. It's a little overwhelming sometimes, and it gets, especially when this is kind of turned into an everyday routine type deal. And you don't, not only are you, this is going on, you're not able to release.
Okay. Let's talk about that, not able to release.
Again, I'm restricted to the house. Even when you get some time, you're not able to do a lot other than you can go outside and feel the fresh air a bit, but you just I like to go exercise. I like to release and get out and do more than just walk outside on the front porch. But
so you mentioned you used the word release, and then you mentioned exercise. So, would it be fair to say that exercise is your form of release?
Yeah.
And
It makes me feel a whole lot better.
and with the pandemic and the virus and everyone being quarantined, you're just not able to get that time to release.
Yeah.
Okay. How often were you working out, Micah?
Probably at least 3 to 4 days.
3 to 4 days out of a week?
Mm-hmm.
Are you working out now?
Not during the quarantine as much as I'd like to.
Okay, Micah, so it looks like getting to work out again would definitely improve your mood and give you a form of release.
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. Do you mind if we just kind of step back a little bit? I know we talked a little bit about your parents. Let's talk about your grandparents. I'm sorry. I know it seems like I'm jumping around, but tell me a little bit about your grandparents.
Grandparents are older, obviously. Everybody's currently at their own residence, just because they're older and not really able to see them either. But everybody's faring well. And what would you really like to know?
Are your grandparents still living?
Yeah. Well, my father's parents are gone.
Okay.
They passed away. Been a couple of years now.
Okay. And with your father's parents, were there any history of any health issues or any psychiatric issues? Is there a history of mental illness there?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. No health issues?
I think my grandmother had heart issues.
Okay.
She had a
Pacemaker?
Pacemaker,
Okay.
yes.
Alrighty, and no history of mental illness there.
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. And your grandfather, and now are these your father's parents or your
My
mother's?
father's
Okay,
parents.
father's. Okay, sorry. Okay. And
My mom's mother is still alive, and her father. So both of my mother's parents are still alive.
okay, now did you tell me about your dad's dad, your grandfather? Did you tell me anything about him?
He's he had. I think he didn't have a lot of health issues,
Okay.
but he. I guess he had some sort of stomach issue, but
Okay. Some type of stomach issues. History of stomach issues.
as far as mental health.
Okay. Okay. All right, and you were going to tell me about your mom's parents?
Mom's parents, her father currently lives in New York.
In New York. Okay. Is he staying safe and well and in with all of the virus and?
As far as we know.
Okay. All right, and how old is your mom's dad?
I believe 70, 80.
Okay.
Somewhere in there.
All right, and does he have a history of mental health issues or any?
Not to my knowledge. I know
Okay.
he's having some health issues now.
Okay. Do you know about what they are?
I believe it's more so pain.
Okay.
Arthritis.
Arthritis.
I think he's had some blood clots as well.
Okay. Right, and any issues with substance abuse on either sides of the family?
A little alcoholism
Okay.
there.
On either side or
Yes,
mom's
both
side?
sides.
Okay. Okay. On both sides. And Micah, do you currently drink?
I do.
Okay. And what does that look like for you?
Usually socially.
Okay. So what does a social situation look like? I mean, when you would drink?
Going out with my wife or family members and hanging out, socially drinking. Usually beer is my go-to. I love Long Island iced teas too.
Okay. And that's just when you would go out to dinner or
Yeah.
Okay. And are you currently drinking while you're at home?
I'm not.
Okay. Alrighty. And are there any other family members maybe that live in this area, or do you have any aunts, uncles,
Yes,
or brothers and sisters?
I've got some aunts.
Okay.
I had an uncle. My uncle, he passed away it's been about 10 or 12, about 15 years now.
Okay.
Maybe 10, somewhere in there.
Okay.
I've got some aunties who currently live here.
Okay. Do they have any history of mental illness or substance abuse issues?
They do.
Okay. And could you kind of expound on that a little bit?
One auntie who's had some alcohol
Okay.
issues. It was bad. And then another aunt who has some alcohol issues and appears to be some drug abuse there.
Okay. Okay. And is there a history of depression with any of your family members that you know of?
I know there's. I can't be completely accurate, but I think there's been some times where I've had some family members who appear to be in a depressed mood.
Okay. Are those listed here? Any of those either?
Yes, my aunties.
Okay.
And currently my grandmother's had an episode.
Okay. Okay. All right, Micah. Since you have been home and there's been these changes, and you've noticed, you reported that you had some changes in your mood, of some feeling depressed. Have there been times that you've had any feelings of suicidal ideation?
No.
Okay. Okay.
I'd like to take a drink, though.
You would like to take a drink? Okay. So what usually is happening when you feel like you'd like to take a drink?
I guess when the day's over and
Okay.
just guess if you feel like you can't release, then maybe you should just have some shot of alcohol or something.
Okay. Just to kind of wind down.
Just kind of wind down.
Mm-hmm. And how are you coping when you can't have that drink where you wind down? How does that make you feel?
Makes me feel stressed.
Okay.
That you can't release any type of way.
So let me just kind of summarize this little portion of what we just talked about. You told me about your grandmother and your grandfather on both your parents' sides, and you reported that on your father's side that your grandmother had a pacemaker, so there were some heart issues there, and some stomach issues with your grandfather. No known mental health issues or depression on that side. You did report that on your mother's side, your grandmother has reported that she suffers with depression and also some substance abuse there. You reported that you are not feeling any suicidal ideation at this time, and you're not currently consuming any alcohol while you're at home, but you'd like to wind down at the end of the day with a drink if you could. And when you can't do that, that does cause you some stress. You do feel stress. Does that sound about accurate?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.